Hello, my dear friends. It's Naik's Biology, and I am Hemant Naik, your biology teacher. Today, we are going to discuss about a important topic for the 10th class exam. It is very important, and the first chapter it is difference between the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. First, what is the meaning of aerobic? Aerobic means in presence of oxygen. Suppose whatever the respiration, if it occurs in presence of the oxygen, then it is called the aerobic. Suppose anaerobic, N means absence of oxygen. That is called the absence of oxygen. The respiration which is occurs in absence of oxygen is called the anaerobic. That means in simple words, aerobic means presence of the oxygen and anaerobic means absence of oxygen. Let's try to understand a equation by which we can easily recall these differences. No need to by heart. First of all, glucose. You know C6H12O6. What is the glucose? Some students are asking because you are new to this concept. I am very clear to about the what is glucose. Glucose means when you are taking the food, daily life you are taking the various types of the food. When you are taking the food, it will be break down by the different type of enzymes in our digestive system. When it will break down into different small particles, then it will the smallest particle by which it will digested, that is called the glucose. That is called the glucose. And when this glucose will absorb in our intestine and it will go to the different cells, then at the same time that oxygen also moving. How the oxygen moving? When we will inhale, the oxygen will go through our body by our RBC, red blood cells. It will takes also to the cell. Then in the cell, the both are become combined and they will convert into the carbon dioxide, water and energy. And where it is occurs in the mitochondria, which you call the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called powerhouse of the cell? Because it is generate the energy in the form of ATP. Then why it is called aerobic? Because presence of the oxygen. That's why it is called aerobic. You see, in the glucose, the oxygen become combined. That's why it is called the aerobic respiration. In this reaction, you see, anaerobic what means absence of oxygen. And in the absence of oxygen, what is here? Yeast. Yeast is a small microorganism. If you don't know the yeast, go to a bakery shop and ask what is the yeast and show me once, they will show you. Because when they prepare the bread, the yeast having the very important role. And when, because it will, yeast is following the anaerobic respiration. Why it is follow aerobic? Because it is no need for the yeast, no need of oxygen. Then what it is need? It is need the enzymes. There is a two types of enzymes, invertase and gymase, which is plays the important role to break down the glucose into the ethyl alcohol plus energy, because it is a respiration. Maybe it is a aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration, but liberation of energy is very important. Here also energy liberated, here also energy is liberated. Here in presence of oxygen it is happened, it is in presence of the enzymes. That means absence of oxygen. Now here now we will differentiate. Don't be recall, don't no need to by heart. Just you see the video two times, you automatically it is in your mind. There is no chance of forget. First of all, point is first difference: presence of oxygen, absence of oxygen. Here where it is occurring, it is occur in the mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. But here where it is occur, enzymes, that means it is occur in the cytoplasm. First point is presence of the oxygen. Second point is aerobic respiration is occur in the mitochondria and anaerobic is occurs in the cytoplasm. Now, can you tell me where it is more energy will produce? Automatically here, because that is occurs in the mitochondria. Mitochondria powerhouse of the cell, we know, no? That's why it produces the more energy in comparatively anaerobic respiration. Because mitochondria is a powerhouse of the cell, it generates more energy. That means the third most important point is more energy is liberated during the aerobic respiration, less energy is liberated, produced during the anaerobic respiration. And last point, what is the last point we will read? See, in this equation, what is the end product of carbon dioxide and water? Here oxygen is used and water is liberated. You recall. That means during the process of aerobic respiration, the end product is carbon dioxide and water. Whereas in anaerobic respiration, what is the end product? End product is ethyl alcohol. Fermentation, during the fermentation, it is produced. If the anaerobic respiration occurs in our muscles, the lactic acid will formed. What is the lactic acid? It is the glucose is formed when it is not getting the sufficient amount of oxygen during the vigorous exercise. When a sportsman they are moving 4 and 5 rounds and they need more oxygen, but at sometimes they are unable to get the oxygen. Then the lactic acid become accumulate in the muscles. Afterwards, it will break down into carbon dioxide and water. But this lactic acid become example of anaerobic respiration. From where it is produced? From the glucose only, due to the lack of oxygen or insufficient oxygen, it will produce the lactic acid. The end product, what you in the aerobic respiration, the end product is carbon dioxide and water. Where in anaerobic respiration, the end product is ethyl alcohol and lactic acid. And where it is occurring? Aerobic respiration, it is occurs in the plants and the animals. Plants and animals, the aerobic respiration is occurring. And where the anaerobic respiration, it is occurs in the small organisms like the bacteria, like the yeast in our muscle cells. Now, I don't we forget how we will recall, you understand. Now I will tell the difference one, two, like that. First, the difference between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration is the presence of oxygen and absence of oxygen. Presence of oxygen where it is aerobic respiration, because you know it is oxygen is present, the reactions occur, that's why presence of oxygen. Here there is no oxygen is there, and absence of oxygen. Here, because it is occurs in the mitochondria, you see here mitochondria is there is no mitochondria, that's why it is in the cytoplasm, but enzymes are there in the cytoplasm, that's why the difference is cytoplasm. Because the aerobic respiration occurs in the mitochondria, whereas the anaerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm. Third point of difference is, because here mitochondria is there, powerhouse of the cell, more energy is liberated. Here, because mitochondria not playing any role, that's why it is less energy is produced. And here oxygen is there, that's why also it is produced the more energy. Oxygen is not there, that's why they produce the less energy. Point number 4, what you have to recall? Here the end product is carbon dioxide and water. End product of aerobic respiration is carbon dioxide and water, whereas the end product of anaerobic respiration is ethyl alcohol and lactic acid. I think it is very clear to you. And one these four is difference, and where it is occurring, one more important point, the aerobic respiration is occurs in the higher organisms like plants and animals, and anaerobic respiration occurs in the lower organism like the bacteria and yeast and our muscle cells. When the muscle cells is unable to get the sufficient amount of oxygen, then it is follow the anaerobic respiration. That's all. It is the difference between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Thank you for watching my video.